strenuously object.
Okay.
No kidding.
Really?
And we decided to, go ahead and tell us what we're doing. It's an engineering
What?
project, so.
What we arrived at after a great deal of discussion with the property owners was that we would make an effort to stabilize the ditch through a little bit of earthwork out there, seeding and blanket, and there's a possibility that this will work if we, it's gonna take a little bit of luck, that we don't get a big rainstorm and we have enough time there for the vegetation to take hold. It's possible that this landscaping approach could stabilize the banks out there. I don't have the highest level of confidence. Of course, I brought forth what I knew would work out there. The owner implored us to try this alternate approach first before we went with what they considered to be an overly industrial approach in front of their house. So it wasn't unreasonable that, I anticipate that this is perhaps a $2,000 effort, hopefully in lieu of the $20,000 project out there. Again, it's going to take some good fortune that the weather cooperates with us long enough next spring that the vegetation we plant in there can take hold and knit everything back together.
So I decided we'll give it a try and see what happens. And worst comes to worst, we'll have to do this in 2 years.
What do we think that's gonna cost?
Pardon me?
What do we think that,
I'm on the order of $2,000.
is there something in between that and the other proposal? Like, can you put some decorative boulders out there or
No,
something
no,
to
no.
stop the?
We went through that.
We considered different riprap boulder approaches out there, and what all the modeling, what all the mathematics showed was that it would scour out behind, and similarly if we get a large rainstorm out there, the work we're putting in now will scour out as well if it doesn't have time to grow. So what the owner simply asked was, he said, look, you don't know that you're going to get this big rainstorm, and maybe this will work and it'll look better in front of my house, and will you please give this a try? And after a great deal of discussion, we felt it wasn't unreasonable to give it a shot.
It's my fault. If it goes bad, it's my fault.
Sure, that's all.
Did you mark that down for us, Bill?
Yeah.
It's on camera.
Thank you. The Halloween party is this, the 30th from 4:30 to 7:30. I'd like to see everybody there.
Do you have enough volunteers?
Talk to my wife. I think we do.
I think my wife is volunteering.
Yeah, and you too.
Oh, and I,
Thanks, Mike.
apparently she volunteered.
Debbie and I are.
And you're volunteer with your wife also.
Volunteering my daughter.
Visitors wish to address the board. We have somebody here who would like to talk.
May I have your name, please, and your address?
Carol Senti.
Carol Santi, okay.
I told Carol she could have 5 minutes.
Yes, I'll be quick. Hello, nice to see everyone. I'm sorry I haven't been here earlier. A year's actually gone fast. I'm the state representative and I took over for Kathy Rigg, for those that don't know. But I do have a mayor's roundtable and a village managers group, and so Mayor Kaplan and Russ have been part of those groups, so they've been filling me in on issues that are affecting Riverwoods. But the year's gone very fast, and I have enjoyed it, and I wanted to just give a little update on a couple of things that have gone on. For me, it was a very interesting year. I didn't expect I would find myself here. I'm a small business owner, and I was on the park board in Vernon Hills, for those of you who don't know. But we did something quick last year around veto session. We jumped into campaign finance reform. I was happy to see that. I think there's a lot of things that we can, a lot of issues we need to fix in the state, and so I think we took a stab at it. I hope we go further in the coming year. I know, of course, the pensions are something that are affecting all local government, and And we did make some changes to the, to state employees, the teachers' pensions and legislators' pensions for new employees. And I did support a two-tier pension, something that was not quite as robust as existing employees have. I also encourage the state to make those payments, because when they get behind, it's kind of hard to ever catch up. When we go back, I anticipate we will be addressing the fire and police pension. I know there's ongoing hearings regarding that. What I'd like to see is they're spending a little bit more time with both parties discussing it. The two-tier pension for the teachers and the legislators, that got through pretty quickly. But I think it's something we need to address. The state budget is quite out of whack, and we need to do something about that. And that was a piece that I'm pretty proud of. In my first year, I took on a couple different pieces of legislation, but as a business owner, I could see that what we're doing with the state budget and the process, it's a little bit too much in the dark for me. A little bit too much in the hands, honestly, of just the leaders and the staff. It has been removed, I understand. I've been checking into it from a bipartisan committee. And so part of what I proposed is that the process change. And that is a piece of legislation that I passed that I am really proud of this year. So what it says is, let's have the state set an expenditure ceiling, because we need to, $13 billion in the hole. Let's get some citizen involvement and ask citizens what might be maybe 10, 12 big picture priorities that they should focus on. What does success in each of those areas of priority look like? Let's measure the results, and if we're not getting there and the programs are not performing, let's review them, and maybe not even wait till the end of the year, but certainly every year let's reevaluate, and what's not working, let's eliminate. But the idea of having the agencies actually compete and provide a proposal of sort to say how they would address those goals, so we have some healthy competition, some additional creativity, and we can look to meet those goals in a more fiscally responsible way, and just competition, drive the price down. And then project more than 3 years out. The state right now does a budget every year, but they don't project, so citizens don't know if we're making progress. And if we're 13 billion in the hole today, I'd at least like to know that in 3 years, we're starting to whittle that down, give people hope. And I think through hope, the municipalities can plan better, and businesses are not quite as afraid because they know the direction the state's going. So that's the piece of legislation I pushed through. I did get bipartisan support. That's a big kind of just very important element of everything I do there, and I wanted to establish that in my first year. And I know you guys are very concerned about the state paying their bills. So the best way I thought I could help is to make sure that the state is more responsible with their money so they can get back to paying your bills. And I contacted all the municipalities in my district, and we sent letters to Governor Quinn and said, you need to get the local distributive fund to the municipalities because they're counting on that, and it's a very important element. So that's a little bit what I wanted to say. I don't know if you just record this or if it is televised. If it is to citizens, I at least want to tell them that I want to be very accessible, so I have a variety of options, and you're all welcome to come too. I have citizen advisory committees in 7 different topical areas, from economic development to education to healthcare, just a whole group of things. I have town halls, I have coffee shop stops, and you can also just email me at repsenti@gmail.com for the board. If there's anything you'd like to share with me now, or again, reach out to me, I'm also happy to come back another time. But I'm trying to monitor your areas of interest through your mayor and manager, but I'd love to talk with each of you. So that's about all I wanted to say, unless you have questions of me.
Anybody have any questions, Carol?
Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
It's a pleasure meeting everyone. Have a nice
This goes on YouTube.
Oh. Great.
And on our webpage.
Oh, thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thank
Nice
you.
to see
Thank you.
This one.
I have a motion